What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Yeah. I never normally wear these hats. I always wear the other type of hats that have the brim like all around. So I don't wear fitted hats. So I was just like, I gotta film a video. Let me try to look cute because, you know. And then I was like, oh wait, I have a Pokemon hat. I should wear my Pokemon hat. Because I don't know if you guys saw in the interview that BTS did in the UK, they mentioned they had to choose. So I think it was a toss-up between Digimon and Pokemon, I believe. And yeah. So, although I am a big fan of Digimon, I like Pokemon too. But I will always put Digimon first. But anyways, yeah. So as you can see, the brim has like all the Pokemon on it, and I believe that's the one that RM likes right there. So yeah, I was like, I'm gonna be a Pokemon trainer today. So today we're gonna talk about my top 5 favorite fanfics. So, in recovery, there was a time that I was bedridden most of the time because I was in a cast. So, after a while, I didn't want to watch a lot of like Netflix because I said to myself, this is a dark hole and I don't want to be on Netflix all the time. So I was like, you know what? I need to find something else to do. So, I started reading books. I mean, I've read books before. As you can see, I have some books there, kind of, as you can see. I love reading books, and I don't know, I just wanted to start reading different things. So I signed up for Wattpad. I think that's how you call it, Wattpad. I did an account and I started reading books on there, and then I have fallen into another hole and I started reading fanfic. Now, if you don't know what fanfic is basically like, say, I don't know. I'm a big Justin Timberlake fan, right? Other than BTS. I'm not a fan of BTS. So I'm a big Justin Timberlake fan. So there's probably a section, or if you just search his name, you could come across fan fiction written about the reader and Justin Timberlake. Like, it could be that you guys are married, or you could be dating, you met randomly, you could be a fan and y'all fell in love. Stuff like that. That is basically fan fiction. Like, you fantasize about being with the person, whatever. Obviously, I'm gonna search BTS fanfic as well. So, I ended up searching by the group name and by the individuals, which were obviously, you know, Jungkook and Jimin. It is a dark place, and I don't mean it in a bad way, I mean in a good way. I like mythology, like the goddesses and like vampires and werewolves and zombies and all that shenanigans. So there is a such thing as BTS fanfic of those as well. Without further ado, because I keep blabbing, here are my top 5 fanfictions of BTS. So, like I mentioned, Wattpad is not the only place that I read fanfic. There's also another like place. They don't have an app, but you could like search it online, and it's called Archive of Our Own. I believe that's how you say it. You could find a lot of fiction on there. It's a great site. Like, I love it. So, without further ado, my number 5 top fanfic is actually from that site. I was recommended this fic. It's from a girl called GimmeSumSuga, and the name of the fanfic is called Sweeter Than Sweet. I was about to say sweeter than sugar. Wow. It's sweeter than sweet. And she based it off of the Blood, Sweat, and Tears music video. Warning, this fic has strong, like, smut content warning you. All the members are in the fic, but its main focus is Jimin. Jimin is a vampire. All the BTS members are vampires. Now, Jimin has a specific eye on you, and you are the other character. So, yeah. So when you see the YN, that means that it's your name. You put your name in there. You meet Jimin. You think he's a normal guy. Next thing you know, the guy is like biting you, and you're like, what the hell is happening? Like, what are you? So, yeah. Jimin bites you, and you're freaking the hell out, and you pass out, and all of a sudden you're in the hospital, and you're like, holy crap, what just happened? Did this really happen? Oh my god, is this guy a vampire? Vampires exist? Holy crap. But then your crazy ass wants to find Jimin, and it's like, you're looking for the devil. You know that this guy is bad news, but yet, you know, curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. So you end up finding Jimin, and then that's when you find out that he lives with 6 other members. And yeah, I just want to point out that Jimin specifically, as a vampire, the thought of it, I really like it. I love vampires. Like, I love vampires, werewolves, I love all that crap. So the fact that this fanfic specifically focuses on like the BTS as vampires is the bomb.com. Like, you don't know. Jimin as a vampire, that's all I gotta say. So yeah, my number 4 top fanfic is actually on the Wattpad app, and the person that wrote it is called PocketBangtan. The name of the fanfic is called Teach Her. Teach Her. Teach Her. So it's another specific Jimin fanfic. I know what you're thinking. You're like, okay, Marlene, so far your two of the fanfics you've mentioned are like Jimin, like, main character. And it's not intentional. Jungkook will always be number 1, but I don't know what it is that it's like this Jimin effect, and I keep saying it to everybody. It's like, once you Jim in, you can't Jim out. This one is specifically, he's main character, you're the other main character, but all the BTS members are in this fanfic. Now, in this one, you're a high school student, and you end up getting a new teacher. And guess who the teacher is? Of course, it's Jimin. Jimin is your new teacher. Now, so you could get an idea, she based Jimin's character from like the dope time. So yeah, your teacher is like with red hair, glasses, suit, hey, call me. So yeah, so you could get an idea. But what's cool about Wattpad is that they could add pictures. So like every time you go a chapter, she adds a picture of Jimin, you know. You're a high school student, and your new teacher is Jimin. Mr. Park. At first, he's annoying as hell, because he's like, why is he picking on me? He's after me and stuff like that. But then, little by little, you find out that he's your brother's best friend. And guess who's your brother? V is your brother. And all the other BTS members are your brother's friends. Yeah. You're like, why is Mr. Park after me? He has something against me. I can't stand him. Blah, blah, blah. Then, he gives you a detention because you're behaving bad and you need to be taught a lesson. And yeah, disclaimer. This one is another, like, It's not that bad. The amount of smut is not that bad. And I'm not a perverted person. I just like to read all types of fic. It's to a certain extent. But like I said, the one before is very bad. I'm gonna give you an example. The other fic is 50 Shades type. That's how bad it is. With this one, it's not that bad. Like, yes, there is some smut, but it's not like really bad. My numero tres top fic is actually a Twitter one. I didn't know. This is also like new to me as well. And I don't know if you guys followed the Outcast AU. It was like a very interactive horror one. It was BTS. It was a BTS one. And that one like was a hit. And I didn't come across it until like towards the middle. So I was able to interact towards the middle to the end. So it was kind of hard to catch up, but I was able to do it. Another disclaimer. I feel like all this video is disclaimers. Another disclaimer. I know how a lot of people like to ship certain members with certain members. One of the top ships is Jungkook and Jimin together. A lot of people will be like, oh my god, if they were together, great. I don't ship them like that. I mean, if they do like each other and they do end up together, that's freaking great. If they don't and they just care about each other as friends, that's okay too. I don't really care regardless. So the next two that I mentioned are ship based. This one is a Jikook AU. Obviously that means that this girl wrote them specifically to end up together or be together. Now the name of now the person that wrote it, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, so I'm sorry if I butcher it. So her name is Jugi's AUs, and this one is called Safe Place. Now, basically, the main characters are Jimin and Jungkook. All the other BTS members will come out in it as well. So Jimin is, you're set in college. It's a college setting. You're both college students. Jimin, how do I put this? Let's just say Jimin is like a major flirt in the high school. I mean, in high school, in the college. He's been around the block, if you get what I'm saying. So, he's been around the block. Everybody knows him. And let's just say that he has his eye on Jungkook. And Jungkook is like a badass a-hole. Like, he comes off as an a-hole, but he's not. Jimin is like, that's my next target. I gotta get some of that. And Jungkook has like that same type of like, you know, idea. And well, then the rest is history. So now my numero dos top fanfic is also another Twitter AU writer. Now this one, she is like my top one. All her fics are so freaking adorable. I love them. Her name is Andy, but her Twitter handle is Busan Tucson. You can kind of get, you know. Anyway, oh, this is another Jikook AU. I think I already said the disclaimer, so I don't have to repeat myself, right? Okay, good. Out of all of hers, don't get me wrong, I love all of her fics. But this one in particular is my top. My top fic. I think I got really emotional after reading it. I probably shed a tear. It was because of the way it was written. It was so cute. Like, I felt like I was reading The Notebook. She's like a Nicholas Sparks kind of writer, and I love it. She also has a few of her fictions on the archives of our own as well. Jungkook is a college student, And, you know, he's living a normal life, you know. He ends up getting this weird text message. It's not in a language that he speaks. And he's like, oh my, like, who's texting me, whatever. So finally, the person corrects the language and is like, oh my god, I can't believe I reached you. This is so cool, blah, 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 blah. You know, throughout time, they start talking, and it turns out that it's Jimin. Finally, Jimin says, oh, yeah, I don't live on Earth. I live on another planet. I lived on another planet, but right now I'm in a spaceship kind of thing. So technically, Jimin is like an alien, but he's in human form. They become friends, and then, you know, from friends, they start liking each other. Yeah, the rest is history. It's just so cute. I think I've read it like 3 times. But yes, you guys should definitely check her out, as well as all the other ones. But if you're not into smut, if you're not into shipping, don't read it. It's cool. For my top 1 fanfic, this one is actually a YouTube fanfic. That is another dark hole that I have fallen in. Words cannot describe. This fanfic tops all the ones I've mentioned. You guys need to get into the way it's written, the way she portrays all the characters. When the ending left me in like, oh my god, it's that bad. So the name of the girl, her YouTube name is ChristianChimChim. Now basically, from the name you already know who's gonna be the main character. It's a Vampire BTS fanfic. Now, like I said, Jimin plus vampire equals the death of me. The name of the fanfic is called Bloodlust. The main characters, other than Jimin, is Jungkook and Suga. So they're the main characters. Basically, it's written in 2 parts. She's right now writing the prequel, which gives you the background story of how it ended up on the one now. You work with Namjoon in a studio. You're a dancer. You're like his top choreographer. You know, you help people out and stuff like that. You end up working for dun 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 Jimin, who's a complete a-hole in the beginning of the fic. His manager / cousin is J-Hope. So J-Hope and Jimin come to the studio and they're like, hey, you know, J-Hope's like, oh, you know, we need someone to help him, you know, blah 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 blah. And he's like such an asshole that you're like, I really don't want to work with this guy. I can't. You end up hanging out with your best friend Jin and your brother V that night, and you go to a club, and sure enough, the person that performs in this club is Jimin. Now, warning, this has smut in it. Sure enough, you already know that this guy's an asshole. After a few drinks, one thing leads to another. The next thing you know, holy crap, I just slept with Jimin. What? Throughout the fic, you end up, you know, getting to know him and stuff like that. And you end up throughout the story, you end up coming across a new neighbor. Who's the new neighbor? Oh, it's Jungkook. Your new neighbor is Jungkook. Oh crap. So then you end up befriending, you know, Jungkook, and he's real good friends with Jin. You can kind of get an idea of what happens after. Just to give you guys a little bit of a backstory, Jimin, Jungkook, and Suga know each other. There's gonna be a lot of tension in the beginning, like when all the characters come across each other. Be warned, they're all vampires. The only vampires in the story is Jimin, Jungkook, and Suga. And Suga is like an evil, I tell you. He could come off as an asshole, like in real life, a little bit, like when certain comments and stuff like that. But I know he doesn't mean anything by it. That's just his character. He's a Pisces. they say the truth, and sometimes it comes off as like, yo, you're an asshole, but they're not really. They're just, you know, saying the truth, and you just can't handle the truth. I have a cousin who's a Pisces, so I already know. But you'll find out why he's an asshole and why he hates Jimin. So right now she's working on the prequel. She's on like her 9th chapter. I have yet to read it only because the ending left me really bad. I was a hot mess for a week. It was pretty bad. I'm eventually gonna read the prequel. I'm just giving myself some time. I think a month has been good, so I could probably go back to it. Those were my top 5 fanfics. I hope you guys liked the video. I'll put all the fanfics, the links in the description box. Also, like I said, if you're not into shipping, if you're not into smut, don't read them because they all have a little bit of everything. Not a lot of you will want to read that, you know, but then again, hey, give it a chance. You never know. But yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a great day wherever you are. Love you guys. Bye. Maybe I should have worn my hat like this. Oh no. Gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon.